Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place!
Other than entertainment, like they made me feel uncomfortable, but like made me grow as a person, think about things, you know?
Yeah,
Same with Ren and Stimpy.
Ren and Stimpy. I remember there was an episode of Ren and Stimpy where they like died at the end and they played the entire closing credit sequence without them. Like they were just animated them out of it and they were dead. And then it just ends on this like long kind of dry tone. And then I remember it scaring the shit out of me and then going right into Are You Afraid of the Dark After? And I was like, this is the fucking scariest night of my life.
Yeah. Not a kid's show.
So funny. No, not at all. Well, I guess I should intro the podcast, I guess. Welcome to Fuck This Place, a podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name's Nick, and with us today, a guest, just a fantastic joke writer, writer for The Onion and also the award-winning Newsbroke. Longtime friend of mine from fucking forever ago, Mr. Jesse Fernandez.
Hey, good to see you guys. And that perfectly timed squeaking was the dog finding one of its loudest toys. What up,
That's
guys?
fine.
What up? How long have you had your dog?
I'm actually dog sitting for my sister.
Oh, so it's not your dog.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Well, Jesse, we should probably hop on our first segment. Our first segment that we typically do on every podcast is a segment we call Fuck This Place, where we decide if we work somewhere or not. But today we're going to do a slightly different segment where we look at Craigslist posts. And we have like a kind of like an archive of weird posts that we find of like, creepers and just like weird shit where we call this segment Dumb or Murderer, where we look at a Craigslist post and we decide if the person who wrote it is dumb or if they plan on murdering the person who's going to respond.
Okay. And I guess just like I'm getting to learn how you guys think. This is great. All murderers are smart. Got it. Okay.
Well, if you're on Craigslist, man, you just blew up the whole game. I would like to defend dumb murderers and say that I'm sure they're out there, but are they good enough to lure someone with a well-crafted Craigslist post?
Yeah, that's true. Everybody, yeah, all the dumb murders are not murderers because people are like, hey, you want to do a murder?
yeah. Oh, this is a definite murder thing.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I mean, dumb murderer has come up before.
Yeah, we've had a few dumb murderers. Yeah.
So it's totally possible.
Right,
so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna read 3 titles. We'll pick the one you don't want to look at, and then we'll look at the other 2 and decide again, dumb or murderer. So first title, not super alarming, but there's a little bit to it. It says, "Build our portfolios. Female talent needed." Of course, female is a red flag. Next one is Lego toy helper. Could be anything. And then the last one is need a wrought iron fence welded. So which one do you not want to look at? Wrought iron fence, Legos, or build our portfolios?
Okay, so we're saying that one of these is a murder, or they might all be murders. Is that
we're saying we're gonna look at this post in a second. So we're picking, just like we're clicking, we're gonna pick one not to click on. So which one do you like?
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay. I'm open for any of them, but let's avoid the wrought iron one because that one's more like assisting with the murder rather than doing the murder.
Yeah. Or like building your own prison or something.
That's that's clearly just like helping with some other horrible thing. Yeah.
You're dead and an accomplice to something else.
Right. Yeah, you're an accomplice to your own murder.
Such a bummer.
They were a team killing him.
Punishment would have been death, but done.
But he did it.
He's so fast. He's too fast for us. He's already dead.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take a look, I guess, at build our portfolios first. So there are some pictures. We're only going to go through a couple because these are screenshots. I only see 2 of them, but I
really considerate that they put the murder location in the photo.
It really is.
Yeah,
It is Raleigh, North Carolina. So somewhere around downtown, you're going to get murdered or dumped. So again, the title is "Build Our Portfolios. Female Talent Needed." There is a picture And when I say portfolios, I assume they mean picture portfolios. Now that they're showing you pictures, I would say if I were to look at this picture, that you really need to build your portfolio, because this is basically a picture of a warehouse, not even a warehouse, an industrial area, not even at sunset, but at like I'm too late sunset. Like it's not even like a dynamic sunset picture. It's just like it's about to be dark kind of sunset.
Yeah. This picture looks like he was laying down and then lifted the camera up. Like just such a weird angle to me.
It seems like this is the kind of picture that I would take. I just got out of a car. I'm on my way to like a brewery or something. You know, I just got out of a car. I'm like, oh, that seems nice. And I take the picture and I look at the camera and I go, it actually fucking sucks. Like whatever, you know. And then I move on with my life.
This is the kind of picture I would take where I'm like trying to get somebody's license plate because they hit my car or something, and I'm like, it's too dark. Yeah. And it makes me sad because I'm reading the first line of this guy's description, and he says he's getting into photography. So like, this is art, I guess.
Yeah. So, there's one other picture we'll look at because there's two like nature pictures, and the last one is that was pretty a picture of a fire. And it looks, I would say, better than the first one.
Totally.
It does.
Matter.
And I will say I got super hammered last night, and I had we had a bonfire, and I tried to take a picture of that fire, and it is hard to take pictures of fire that look cool. So
that's a good
respect to this guy.
Yeah. Dude. So maybe there's a promising future. I guess we should get into the text. So the text reads, "I'm getting into photography as I'm seeking a new creative output in life." Sounds like a person with a like a decent hobby.
Sounds like somebody who would say female.
It does sound like someone who would say female, which again is a massive red flag.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, cannot be overstated how bad a word that is in a Craigslist post. It continues, "I love visual, unique storytelling." Okay. "I'm looking for female models between 18 to 55.
Yeah.
I appreciate very much that he's clear about you being 18, but again, why not just push it to 21? Anyway. Starting
that
with
there was a
exploring...
subset of that age group too, where he was like, "Yeah, but I hope it's this age."
Yeah, correct.
I can't imagine he's going to be
not
super
51.
Yeah, so he's not super thrilled about the 55-year-olds applying.
He's like, fine, at least it's a female.
Yeah. He's like, oh shit, I did write 55, huh? All right, well, you're in.
You got me.
Yeah.
There is a list of there's a list that says, starting with exploring 3 themes, and here are the themes. Number 1, fire and ice/water. We have a picture of that.
I'm sorry, I read ahead.
Yeah. 2 is wet lips.
Okay.
And number 3 is gun girls.
Gun girls. Okay. Well, we know who we voted for.
Yeah.
We sure do.
Yeah.
We know we voted twice for.
Old wet lip Trump.
Yeah.
And then there's a paragraph. If any of those themes interest you, please reach out. You'll be paid for your time and receive right to images. We can discuss compensation based on the terms and time we agree upon and your level of experience. We'll be traveling to locations within North Carolina, including the beach and mountains. For this one, for gun girls, willing to work with any experience level. I have more details available upon request, and that is the post. Compensation is mentioned as TBD, so AKA none.
All right, this guy clearly only sees 3 people a month, and he really the company.
Yeah.
This is the loneliest post in the world.
Yeah, it's also just like the descriptions of like the types, the 1, 2, 3 there. Yeah, these are what he is thinks the world is made of. It's like fire, ice, water. I like wet lips, and you got to have a gun. So,
yeah, I appreciate that he's like doing. He's got like a focus. It's like Monet's water lilies, but he's doing wet lips.
Yeah.
He's going for wet lips.
Yeah.
Wet lips. Wet lips. I do think that on the murderer front, If he's asking for gun girls, again, I think he has guns. You know,
Yeah.
I think that he's willing to probably supply the gun if you supply the girl.
Yeah.
So that's leaning pretty hard towards.
That was the original title for the post.
Yeah.
We'll supply guns if you supply girls.
He could totally have like a screwed up sort of like mentality about this, but to me it feels like if you're gonna give the girl a gun, I feel like murderers want to be the ones who are in power, but he's like giving the power to the subject, you know.
Right.
He's got those threatening wet lips. They've got the gun. They've got the,
I was thinking that he wants to. I was thinking he wants to have a girl who like doesn't know her way around a gun though, so he could be like, "Oh, let me show you," and like.
Right. This is the stock.
Try to be guy in power in that way, where he's just like, like
maybe. But he's asking for a gun girl, like a girl who's into guns. You know,
that's a good point. A gun girl is different than a girl with gun.
Yeah, this to me, I feel like this is just classic dummy.
Dummy.
Yeah,
classic.
Any murders he's doing are just murders of passion. Nothing premeditated. Yeah. I could see him being volatile. That's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, I definitely think I think I'm with you on that one, because looking back at his pictures, these were definitely like, oh, I should take a picture of that right now. So it's like, if he murders, he's like, oh, I should kill this person right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be an accident.
Yeah.
Kind of a
heat of passion.
Well, I guess I have to thing.
Her lips were dry.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, man. I guess I'm also gonna say dumb, and I think mainly because of the first picture.
I mean, that is a dumb picture to start off with.
Yeah.
It's a dumb.
Hey, are we?
You could have started with the fire.
Are we all talking like we have housemates? Is that what this decibel level is? Does everyone have a housemate? No. Okay. We're just.
Oh yeah, I know. I definitely
just, like,
do.
Chill, calm people. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah,
hanging
we're
out.
just not afraid.
We're just hanging out.
Hell yeah.
Do you think we should be shouting?
No. I just
what
like. So many comedy people are just shouty,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I feel too like the worst is like comics who've been doing it for a long time that don't realize that if you want to yell, you can just pull the mic back, like you can just distance the mic, and that'll make you sound loud but not hurt people's ears when you yell or whatever.
It does bother me, and
it's such a green thing. Like new comics make that mistake, but then. Older comics do too, and it blows my mind that they haven't figured that out. They're like deaf or something.
I think it's the old. I think it's the older comics that are used to performing in select venues. You know what I mean? Like they're not. Yeah. I feel like it's that like middle of the road, right after Green, all the way until like, oh, I basically have an allegiance to one club. Like that middle road where it's just like, I'm in every fucking room, so I eat the mic everywhere I go, and I figure it out. But I think those people are like,
Yeah. A lot of fight in the crowd. Yeah.
Just gotta be loud at the football game.
That's a factor. But it does annoy the fuck out of me and blow my mind, and it's probably one on a long list of things I don't miss about random live shows that I'm in or attending.
Yeah. What a job. See, I bring it back into the topic.
So we'll say dumb on this one. And
he's dumb.
Cool.
He's dumb. Okay, so post number 2, a lot more simple. Title says Lego toy helper. This is actually in Cary, North Carolina as well. North Carolina gave us a couple of gifts here. And the next,
just some great weirdos coming out of there.
Starts with hi.
It does start with hi.
And
this is 2 sentences, and it says, "Hi, please come help us organize our Lego Duplo city for my kids."
What is the parentheses Cary about?
Oh, Cary, that's an area around Raleigh. That's just.
Okay.
It's like a suburb of Raleigh. And then the next sentence says food and entertainment provided. And that's really the post, but there is a compensation box that says generous, but the S is a dollar sign.
It's a dollar sign.
So that's the post.
Dollar.
I'm just real confused.
Well, yeah. What are the odds you think that it's like a Rob Zombie movie when you get there? Like you get there and everyone's dressed up as clowns.
Yeah. Who was it? Was it John Wayne Gacy who showed up as a clown?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This has this screams like John Wayne Gacy vibe. Come
Yeah.
come out with these Legos, and we've check out this giant Lego prison I've built. It's cool. Step inside. It's neat, and it functions. See, you're trapped.
Yeah. And they just scatter, make you take off your shoes and scatter a bunch of Legos around you, so you can't get out. A little spike pit around you.
Spike pit. You're trapped forever.
Yeah. I have a functional Lego gun. Watch.
Functional Lego gun. And the food and entertainment is you. We're gonna fatten you up and eat you, and we're gonna have a good time doing it.
Dude. If it's the movie The Strangers, they wear masks, but instead it's the Lego head. You know, the Lego man's. Like they have like a giant. That's the mask they wear.
Oh yeah.
When you walk into their house.
Totally.
They have those claw hands.
Why would a parent they really can't just pick up some Legos for their kid?
Correct.
It takes more time to make this post on Craigslist than it does to scoop up the Legos into a box.
Accomplish that task. And I think that you're right. And let's assume for a second here that this is a real person who's not trying to murder and put you in Lego prison.
Holy shit. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just based on the fact that it clearly took 2 seconds to make this post, just they put zero thought into it. This is the busiest person in the world.
That's what I was going to say exactly. Is that maybe this person is super fucking rich, and it's just I don't want to do shit. And I also don't know about TaskRabbit,
Yeah.
So I'm going to post this on Craigslist, and if somebody bites, then fucking fine. I just don't have time,
Yeah. This is great too, because there's no vetting process. They're would literally anyone hang out with my kid? I do not care about this kid.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, so this kid might get murdered by the person who shows up.
Gun girl wet lips guy come over and take care of my kid, please. You can take pictures of him.
Oh, what's your passion? Wet lips? Well, these Legos are not cleaning up themselves, so let's hop to it.
Yeah.
It's also possible, again, on the rich vein, that these people have a lot of fucking Legos. I mean, what do you need to be organized? Because I would think that the actual, when I was a kid, I had Legos. They were not organized. There was a big fucking, you made the thing when you bought it, right? Oh, it's a space station. You make the space station, and then you either keep it that way forever or you demolish it, and then it goes into a giant bin of a million fucking Legos.
Yeah.
Right. There's no organization. So it could be these people have like Scrooge McDuck level Legos, just like a pool of, it sounds like a good time. A painful one. Kind of like in the Saw movie where that lady ended up in, was it Saw 2? She's in all those needles.
Oh my God, that would be great. Yeah. Saw for kids. You just replace the needles with Legos.
Oh no! I feel like Saw for kids was like Home Alone, though, right? That's what was going on.
That's kind of true.
Yeah.
There's all these random traps, colorful.
And Kevin was the evil mastermind.
Yeah,
he was the Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Because he was all about it. He was like, "Yeah, sinners, come in, play a game."
Totally.
Hey guys,
I think I
would
have definitely said murderer for sure.
Yeah, murder.
In the way of like the purge. These are just these people just are I want to play God.
Totally. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And it's easy to overstate because only 10% of people are murderers. Let's be honest. But this one, definitely a murderer.
Yeah. There's a trap here. I mean, what's going to happen is you're going to walk into their living room and there's going to be a hole in the floor and you're going to fall into that hole. And then it's
hear
all Legos.
A loud click of a locking door behind you.
Yeah. Yeah. And they toss a bottle of lotion down there.
Yeah. All right. Well, one dumb, one murder, and unanimous on both.
Cool.
50-50
we're like
Good.
the UN. Well, fuck
Hell
this.
yeah. You guys are just being generous with a $sign.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
it's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird like temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
Okay, so Jesse, what's the first job you ever had?
The first job was I was an umpire for Little League games in Vacaville, California. Yeah. And I was like 12, so I was maybe 2 years older than the kids who are playing. And I was so bad at it. Nobody even told me what the strike zone was. They just like they're like, oh, he knows, everybody knows what the strike zone is, but I didn't know. I just kind of guessed.
Yeah, you were like, strike probably.
Yeah. I guessed, and two, it changed like constantly. Like the new strike zone would just be whatever I felt like it was.
Did you play baseball before that, or like?
Yeah, but I was bad, and also I was a child. I didn't pay attention to any of it. I would make bad calls. I would get yelled at by coaches every game. They couldn't see how old I was because I was wearing the face mask and stuff, right? So they would just assume that I was
you were like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, they thought I was older, and they would yell at me and be really mad. One time, a coach like got up close to me, like in my face, like coaches do to umpires sometimes, and he started yelling at me, and then he sees my face on the other side of the mask, and he's like, "Oh, you're doing a good job," and he like goes back to the
dugout. He's like, I'm about to beat up a kid, and I just can't live with myself.
So much terror in this child's eyes.
Yeah. I didn't know anything. One time I accidentally gave a kid 4 strikes.
Yeah, so you really didn't know what you're doing.
The kid looked at me, and I just looked at him, and the coach looked at me, and everybody just kind of simultaneously shrugged, and he got another strike and was out.
Yeah.
So wait. So you did a strike 3, right? Normally with a strike 3, right? That's when you're out. Like even like I don't think I've ever played an actual game of baseball in my fucking life. but like if somebody was like strike 3, I'd be like, I'm out. So when you said strike 3, they didn't volunteer to leave. The kid just stood there because again, he's a kid. And you were like, okay, one more. Like, how did you get between 3 and 4?
Yeah, like it's like fuzzy, like whether it can be an out or not, or they really want it. No, he really wants to stay up there. So, no, I got into the habit of saying strike rather than strike plus the number.
Oh, got it. Right.
Which you can do. You can do because like people keep track of their own strikes. They know what happens next.
Yeah, like
but if they don't and you lose track, then it really is no man's land. You just kind of feel your way through it.
And so that was the moment when you were like strike, and they were like, okay, and then it was like, do we do one more? And it was like,
yeah,
I think so. I mean, it's obviously not going to hit it.
I mean, the umpire's already squatting for the next one, so I guess.
Just tearing away at the fabric of baseball reality.
I guess keep going.
Just make up my own rules. Oh, you got a hit on this side of the field. You have to run left to right this time. Go that way. Go
that way. Man, quick, do a spin move before you leave.
Yeah. Like turning
playing dizzy
Calvin
bat
ball.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's like Calvin ball. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't sing the ball 4 song. That means it's not a ball.
You got to run backwards now. You know the rules. Come on.
You got to do it on 1 foot.
The other team gets 10 points. Sorry.
You did it. I don't know. You shouldn't have done that.
Sorry, dude. That's another 15 points for Gryffindor.
How long did you? How did you get into that job?
It must have been my dad. He was a big baseball guy. He coached the high school baseball team, which makes it extra pathetic that I didn't know what I was doing. I hated baseball. I always hated baseball. It's fun to watch, but playing it is just like it's boring, and when it's not boring, it's stressful. Like all the pressure's on you. When the ball's coming to you, the job is entirely yours. And if you mess that up, the entire team is mad at you. Everybody knows that you messed up. You can't be like, no, that guy. Yeah. The shortstop is the one who really blew it. No, you screwed up. And
there's like thousands of people watching you screw it up, and then millions in the world like watching on TV who all immediately were like, oh, this guy's job. Oh, I just fucked it.
There, just too many times a fly ball would come right to me and I'd drop it, and you do enough of those and you're like, you know what, maybe I'll try soccer. That's what I did.
I mean, I think I also was a soccer kid because I just couldn't use my hands, didn't know what to do with them. Just can't catch stuff, can't throw
weird
stuff.
Pictures.
Just hello. Is this me?
Soccer has a little bit of the same thing where the ball comes to you and then it's your job, but at least you can always just fall down and pretend like the other guy kicked you in the shin. That's always an option
to go to. And like soccer, like basketball is, you can have the ball and dribble it and kind of have a second to figure out, okay, what do I got to do?
For sure.
Whereas like in baseball, or maybe you'd say with football, it's like if that ball's coming to you, you have to already know what to do and have muscle memory.
Totally.
You don't have time to figure it out when the thing's speeding towards you.
You have a fraction of a second to decide whether you want to stop the ball with your nuts. Like that's it.
And that's it. And then the other thing is it's a passing game, so if you don't know what to do with it, like there's more than at least 3 people nearby that are literally shouting your name like, come on, just give it to me. And if you give it to them and something good happens, then like you take partial credit for that, a small part, but again, everything rides on that one fucking moment with a football or a baseball.
One time in baseball, it's so embarrassing. I was an outfielder, whichever side they hit the ball the least to. That's where
right
I got
field,
put.
Right?
Yeah. And I had to throw it to the catcher, and I was like, "This is a tough throw. It's gonna be hard to make it. I'm gonna do it as hard as I can." And I did have the strength because I threw it over the backstop into the stands, over the backstop into the stands. I think that was the moment. My coordination,
bases,
it didn't.
Right?
I didn't get coordinated until 35.
I definitely didn't get coordinated. I don't think until certainly maybe 18 or 19, probably 20. So what is that? I don't know. But you just fucking chucked it over the thing. And then I just want to clarify that whoever was on base at that point got to walk to home, right?
I don't know what the rule is on that.
Is that a reverse home run?
I think I might have home run that guy. I should have, as soon as I did that, I should have just immediately started breakdancing. Just like, this is what I did.
And that's game. Pizzas, let's go.
Fuck your sport.
How long did you say you did that for?
Umpiring, I think I only did it for one season.
Oh, is it like one game?
It paid. No. I did it for a season. I was bad at it for a season, but it paid so well.
Really?
It was like $40 a game, and the game's like it's little
for a 14-year-old.
Yeah, well, I think I was younger than that even. But
you're 12.
I must have been breaking a law. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
They pulled some strings for me, but $40 for like an hour and a half of work when you're 12, 13. Oh my God, Jesus! I must have bought like every Ninja Turtle. I had them all.
It's so weird that like you have like grown men yelling at you about something that you're just there to make Ninja Turtle money.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just trying to get to my next Otter Pop. All right.
Just trying to get that cool bebop.
Yeah.
Get that bebop.
Rocksteady.
Yeah.
You're just I was gonna say, like, you're just like getting yelled at, and then you just get in the backseat of your dad's car, like, whew, tough day. The Don't worry, Jesse.
Off
we'll
to
go
KB
Toys.
Toys.
Yeah.
And you didn't get fired. It's just the season ended, and you were like, I probably shouldn't do this anymore. I mean, I guess you knew you were bad.
Yeah, there's zero oversight. There's no head umpire who comes and checks out your decisions.
Yeah,
you can be bad forever. Nobody will stop you.
Yeah. There's no booth
You could have
review.
retired.
I was a referee for wrestling, for like kids wrestling. I was also really bad at that.
You were like 4 strikes.
Yeah, I might have called some preemptive pins. Like some really confused dads just going like, man, I don't even know if his back actually had hit the mat yet. Just like, I don't know.
That seems like a sport you'd really want the right referee for. Like, there's some stakes there. You know, like people could actually get hurt. I mean, people can get hurt playing baseball. Like, but like everybody can kind of see when things were. There's lines painted. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, that was a foul ball, probably. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was overly cautious though as a referee for wrestling. Like if a kid screamed, I'd be like, whoa, timeout. We gotta make sure everyone's okay here. And
right.
The opposing coach would be like, nah, dude, he just did that because he was losing. You have to you gotta be discerning here.
He was just mad.
Yeah.
Just a sad, mad kid.
Oh, I thought he was in pain. I guess it was just emotional. All right.
Carry on.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jesse, that was your first job.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
Oh man, that's a tough one. One that jumps out is I was a back room like stock person for the Gap, like one of the Gap, like a Gap outlet store. I'd like pull shirts and stuff out of the box and fold them and things. Which like there are a few reasons that this was a bad job. One was low pay. 2, it was the first job that I had after I graduated from college. So I was like, wow, this is why I went to, you know?
Yeah.
3, while I was working at the Gap, I was also a substitute teacher, and I worked at the Gap with students that I taught at school.
Oh shit! Man, that is disarming to say the least.
Like folded shirts
to see your teacher just like like organizing belts.
Yeah. To see your teacher bring out the wrong belt to a customer and get yelled at.
I lucked out though because everybody who I worked with at the Gap, who I also taught at school, they were like cool kids. They were like chill, you know. So I made friends. It was great actually. I made friends with them at the Gap. And then at school, when all the other kids were bad, I'd just be like, hey, can you like calm them down? And they're like, yeah, all right. Then they did, and it was cool.
Hey, listen, I'm covering for this guy's shift on Saturday. You owe some respect.
Yeah, totally. But it was pretty embarrassing. We also had bad management, which is like, I mean, come on, no surprise there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My manager at the Gap, remember that Office joke where Steve Carell, his character, reenacted a Chris Rock joke where he said the N-word, like the difference between black people and it was like really awkward. My manager, this was before The Office. My manager,
of course,
didn't like go like, oh, I know this joke that's really great, and then like obliviously repeat it, right? Like that was okay to do. She said that as like a concept, like it's her opinion. which is 1,000
Oh
times
my
worse.
fucking God.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said that to us.
I was like,
That was 6 a.m. I heard that. Heard her say the N-word at 6 a.m.
I was gonna say she was like, she tried to pass up like she was dressed like Chris Rock was during his Bigger and Blacker special.
Yeah, she came to work. I've been thinking.
She was like, and one's got to go.
Yeah. She was rough. She was a bad one. She would like turn on the radio for us to listen to in the mornings while we were like folding clothes and stuff. But she'd always pick like just like the craziest right wing radio. So we'd be like unpacking fleece while listening to Glenn Beck talk about how the English language is going to be overtaken by Spanish within 5 years, you know?
Yeah.
And like getting teary eyed.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, God, I cannot wait to go home.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh,
That
Sucks asshole.
That was either the worst or one of the worst jobs.
What?
I've probably blocked out others.
No, it sounds like a pretty good worst.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty epic worst job.
The unique series of disappointments of being right out of college and thinking like I got stuff to say and do, and being at the place where they're like, oh, we don't care what you say or do. Shut up.
Yeah, totally.
Shut up. Fold those fucking clothes. And go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I was gonna say, back to that N-word thing. Like, so you said it's 6 a.m. And she just walked in and started pitching that.
I think so. The details are a little hazy, but I do not remember there being any talk that led up to it. I think she was thinking about a thing and she felt strongly about it and she told us.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh gee, like she told you like a thesis.
Yeah.
She told you like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what a monster.
And then she was met with silence, obviously.
Absolutely.
And that didn't nothing washed over her. There was no realization that she had said something wrong. It was just sort of like, that's how I feel. And you have 40 boxes to unload. Go for it.
Oh, fuck me. That's Oh, because then you got to think about it the rest of the day. Just like, oh, who am I working for? Really. Yeah.
And I was like, it's 2008. The financial collapse just happened. I have a job. I don't know.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah.
You looked. You were like, students, did you hear that?
Yeah. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make this a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Don't say anything like that ever.
And then you go back to school on Monday. You're just like, so how was your guys' weekend? We were there with you.
Yeah. We had the same weekend.
How often were you doing both teaching and and at the Gap?
I don't think I was there for that long because I went back to school. I was like, I don't, while the economy gets back on its feet, hopefully I'm just going to go back to school. So I did that. I think that I was there for 6 months.
Yeah, but during the 6 months, were you teaching twice a week? I mean, I know the sub is on call, but were you doing them both 50-50 or,
I was substitute teaching on weekdays and then on weekends I was at the Gap.
Got it. So Monday through Friday you were substitute teaching and then, and then you just had a couple shifts at the Gap on the weekend. And
substitute teaching, that was not amazing either. No. I mean, those kids are monsters. Junior high. Especially junior high is terrible because those kids are horrible to each other. They're basically the closest to monkeys that they're ever going to be. The only reason that they're not throwing feces at each other is that pants is in the way, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And they're terrible. But then high school, I would say, is even worse because in high school they start to realize that adults don't know everything. That they're not they're not the end all be all.
They're not omnipotent.
They're like, wait, I can be shitty to these people, and that's that. I just get to do that. Well, let's try it out on this single serving adult.
Yeah.
So they shit on the sub.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, everybody knows the opportunity of a sub when in any classroom is to simply take advantage of them as much as humanly possible,
Yeah.
and avoid work, whatever work there is.
Yeah.
It's a no.
What an amazing outlet for high school students a substitute teacher is, though. You know, there's no repercussions. You've never had anything like that in your life. An adult that's just there for the day. They can't do anything about like your grades, nothing.
Yeah. And has noticeably less information about the workings of this room than you do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know more than they do. They can write like a note to your teacher, but if you've got a teacher who you know how to work with, then all you have to do is be like, I'm sorry, it was a misunderstanding. It won't happen again. And then they go like, cool. And then it happens every time and it's fine.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, your teacher knows you better. You know, they don't know who the guy was that came in. Yeah.
They might write names on every time they substitute for anybody. They don't trust that person either.
Yeah. So, I don't think I was ever outright mean to any subs, but I think because I was always like, oh, cool. That means I'm off the hook for having to do anything today.
Right.
You know,
for sure.
It's a free day.
Yeah. But I also, but even that, having that mentality implies a serious lack of respect for the adult.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Serious.
Oh, no, sir. I will not be doing anything today. No, thank you, sir. I'm sleeping on my backpack.
I remember sleeping on my backpack. I remember some teachers, most teachers, when they're out, and a sub comes in, that's the game of like, yep, we're not doing much. It's a movie day. You guys are doing the Scarlet Letter. Well, guess what? We're gonna watch like Independence Day. Like, here you go. Like, it's whatever. But there were a few select teachers that was like, no, we're doing this thing. Like the teacher was insistent, the sub was insistent. Were you put in that position where it's like, okay, we're actually expecting, like, there's something that's super important coming up. Like, they really have to go over the War of 1812 today.
There were a couple of times where they had me like teach specific topics. Okay, this reminds me. There was one time a teacher had to go for 3 months, and they called me up and they were like, "Do you want to be a long-term sub for American history?" And so I said yes, and I had to teach American history. I don't have a history degree. I don't have anything like that. Like, what I did was read the chapter before they read it. That's it. And then I also got to like be like, all right, this part is bullshit. This is just the Native Americans did not decide to immigrate here. They were brought, here against their will. There's just so much propaganda in public school.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I got to do that. And that was pretty satisfying.
What were the kids' reaction? Were they just like, cool, we don't give a shit, I'm snorting pixie sticks?
They loved me. I mean, when you're the long-term sub, you do control their grade. And that was fun too, because like for the first week, like they started to come around over time, the first 2 days, they're like, nah, fuck this guy. It doesn't matter. Can I curse? I'm sorry. I've cursed a few times.
Oh, of course. It's called Fuck This Place. It's a podcast.
Oh yeah. Duh. I thought it was called Frick This Place.
Dagnabbit.
Yeah. And then, like by a week in, and they were getting grades back on their assignments that they had turned in. They're like, oh my God, this guy actually does have power.
Yeah, like this guy is grading.
I've made a horrible mistake. They got way nicer after that.
Did you have to teach like a full? I mean, I would guess if you're subbing this person that like an average high school, if they have 4 blocks and there's like 3 blocks you're responsible for. Like you were responsible for the full day, like the day's worth of classes, or you just like one class that you covered?
It was high school, and so when I was the long-term sub there, I taught. I think I taught like 4 of like U.S. history. I might have taught like 1 econ or like a different part of.
So like it was their full course. They're like course load. You took all of that on. So it was multiple classes that you saw.
Multiple classes. Yeah. Mostly the same topic. I mean, they like switch
Right.
from class to class, obviously.
Very helpful though, you know.
Yeah.
We're all on chapter 13. Well, I read it once and it's good for 3 classes.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a tough job, but you know, also for that age and time, like it was pretty good money. You know.
Yeah.
When I started substitute teaching, I was 20. I was like 2 years older than the students.
Of course. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
I was just about to speak about this because my major was theater education, and so I did just a semester of student teaching. I was like, fuck this shit. I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super fucking weird being that young and in
Yeah.
charge of them, and also realizing just how different they are from you. Like,
Yeah.
just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Did it feel like when you were the kids umpire again, where you're like, I'm still just 2 years older,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm somehow your boss?
Yeah. I was like getting the grades all wrong. I was like, you did great. You got an F for fantastic. Like I just had no idea how any of that works.
They're just like really upset about a D. You're like, all right, B, cool.
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, I wrote it wrong.
Let me ask you. So then, if you're a long-term sub, so you're kind of here now, but you're not really here now.
Mhm.
So then, do you deal with parents? What was dealing with their parents like that? Did you have to really or no?
I didn't have to deal with any parents. I
Okay.
never met a single parent when I was so
No,
that
that's
was
great.
not an issue. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank goodness. And I wasn't teaching any AP classes, so like if I was teaching those, I'd probably deal with more of like the
Like-
parentzillas.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you, I mean, while you were doing it, did you think like at any point, like, what if I did this? Like, could I keep doing this?
Like teach for a living?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Both my parents were teachers, and I was kind of trying to like just not
Do that.
not
Yeah.
follow their footsteps. My parents too. They were like, do not become a teacher. Like they,
Right.
you don't get treated well. You don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
And so I became a comedian, and then my parents were like, hey, you should be a teacher.
Yeah.
I noticed you're not getting paid well or treated well. So
Yeah. And
Wanna
now
level
we
it up?
have less in common. You could have done this, and we could have had something to talk about.
Yeah.
So yeah, that combo sounds just like such a 2008 combo, man. Just that like fucking gas. So how did you get into, I guess both, like did you apply? Did you know somebody who was working there or?
So the substitute teaching, that was through my parents or my
Oh, right.
dad. I substitute taught at the same school that my dad was teaching at.
Mm-hmm. So you just saw him in the lunchroom, just eating.
Yeah, totally. We're colleagues,
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm just as accomplished as you are.
yeah.
You see
So I
your
got
dad taking a dump at work.
yeah. I just go in the teacher's lounge and I'm like, that's actually my sandwich. So mom made that one for me.
We're gonna swap it.
Just talking about mom with your dad at work.
Yeah. How's the old lady? And he's like, no.
Problems with the marriage? What's going on with you?
My dad, I went to that high school. I taught at that high school. My dad taught me at that high school.
Wow.
It was just all one place the whole time. It was sort of like Saved by the Bell of college years.
Yeah.
I took my
We're all
dad
still around.
Yeah, there's just the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Do you want to leave or not? This dog is so dumb. Like I will open the door, but
Yeah.
if she's looking at the wrong side of the door, she won't figure out that she can just
Go around.
go
it.
around.
Yeah.
But she's adorable. And then with the Gap, I just applied.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a job. This is a job.
Mhm.
It'll do for now. And it did. It got me to the next thing. Just had to deal with a racist manager for a little while.
That's also kind of doable. I was just thinking, oh man, that's literally every day a week, which, is still a lot. But, as far as school goes and as far as a sub goes, like, you're done by like 3.
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a teacher where you do have grades and stuff to grade. So like you show up at 7, you leave at 3, so you have like kind of the rest of the days at least. So I mean, you are working every day, but you're not working 10-hour days every day.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't as inhumane as it might sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, that we always make sure before we close the pod to ask 3 questions, just so we cover all the bases. Question number 1 for the worst job is, when were you done and how did you quit? Like, when did you realize, oh, I'm not going to stay at this fucking shit, for both the Gap and substitute teaching? And then how did you get out of it?
Well, the time that I realized that I didn't want to work there anymore was the first day.
Yeah.
And then I'm such a good boy though. Like I put in my 2 weeks. Like I probably gave them like a month. I was like, hey, I'm probably going to be out of here. Like, in 30 to 60 days, you should probably find a replacement for me.
Right.
I'm just doing you guys this courtesy because you're so good that you're willing to pay me $7 an hour.
You're so good. You're willing to pay me on the thing that we agreed upon for the thing that I do for you.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you give me those very sweet 10-minute breaks every 4 hours. So like, might as well
show my
just pay it.
appreciation.
Yeah, exactly. I should have just like turned over one of the tables full of like winter fleece and then just been like, I'm out of here, bitches. I'm going to Old Navy.
On to greener pastures.
Yeah. Yeah. Banana Republic, here I come.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, you're stepping up within the family. For the substitute teaching, were you like the semester over or something? Or did you just kind of like fade out? Or
I think with substitute teaching, you can just stop taking jobs. So like
everything's
morning, everything's bad about substitute teaching. The way it works is you wake up in the morning, or the phone wakes you up, and then they say, do you want this job? And having just woken up 30 seconds ago, decide,
I'm gonna run into school today.
Fine. I'll teach math to high school kids who hate it.
Yeah.
That's my day
again. Like I'll do it again because I did it yesterday.
Yeah. We'll need the money.
It was just phone calls.
Yeah, I just pretended to be sick, and then they eventually stopped calling me. They're like, "Oh, well, we shouldn't have this sickly man coming in."
Right. Yeah, you're like, no, and they said no like 5 times, and they were like, okay, who gives a shit?
They just go to your dad, like, hey, is he really sick?
Yeah. There are favorites. It's not random. Like they will call, like they will go through the file and they're like, that person's good, and they call that person.
Of course.
And so if you just say no enough times, they're like, well, he always says no. He doesn't want to do this.
We don't care.
Yeah. So I might still be in the system. Who knows? I could get called tomorrow and then have to decide.
You're just like sleeping in a button-up shirt and a tie just in case.
Yeah. If they call tomorrow, I'd go like, do I want COVID?
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, well then question number 2 is, what's one good thing you took from that bad job? Either one, I guess.
Okay.
Or both.
So the substitute teaching one was really good practice dealing with crowds, like rough crowds.
Yeah, true.
Deal with a bunch of them all the time, 6 of them a day.
Yeah. 6 shows a day, baby.
Yeah. And so like that really let me know that maybe I don't want to do stand-up comedy. But I did it anyway, and it's fun. Stand-up, not substitute teaching.
Right.
So that's a positive I took out of that. And then the Gap, I got really good at folding clothes, and I can do them pretty quickly. So definitely positive there.
That's
a good skill.
Yeah.
That'll come through on laundry day big time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cut my time in half. Thank you, the Gap. There's now a gap in my schedule with the time I freed up.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, the Gap.
So the only price is like, now you hear racist jokes in your head when you're like folding a specific blue type of shirt.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Every time I fold my clothes, I hear Glenn Beck.
Well, then question number 3 is like, pandemic, everything's gone shit to shit. Like, how are you doing? How's that going? What are you thinking? You gonna get the vaccine, or are you just gonna like wing it?
I mean, it's a bummer that we only have like 8 months or so left of the quarantine, because like, man, I've been really getting into video games. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Having to go outside again, I don't know if I'm ready. I haven't beaten the games that I want to beat, but I've been doing like writing gigs and stuff. Like I finished the season with Newsbrook at AJ Plus. It's a political comedy show, and then I'm writing for The Onion, which is like a bunch of work. And so like I'm staying busy with the comedy stuff. Yeah.
How do you we gotta like close up, but I mean, how do you like writing for The Onion? I mean, I've loved that for years, so I'm like curious. I've never met anyone who writes for them.
It's so fun. I specifically write for the video game stuff that they do, which is like, it's perfect. I've gotten into video games like at the right time, and so I just get to like think about this thing that I would be thinking about anyway.
What's funny about this?
Yeah. And then I really respect their curation. I don't always agree with the ones that they pick, but nobody would agree with everyone else's, taste every time. But like overall, I would say like they have a really pretty impeccable sense for this stuff. And so like if they pick some of my headlines, then I'm just like, man, I did kill it. I feel good. I feel and they send out every week like a rundown of the ones that they picked, and then all the ones that like made like their their final cut or their short list. And like every time like a few of those just make me laugh out loud, and the ones that other people have written and stuff, and so
which is always awesome.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying it.
Cool. Yeah. Well, Jesse, where can people find you on the internet if you like to be found?
I'm on Twitter at Jesse Fernandez. And then, that's it. You could find me other places, but I wouldn't.
Well, we'll put a link to your Twitter in the show notes. So if you want to find him, just click that link.
Cool. Right on. Thank you guys for having me. This was so much fun.
This was a blast. It's very good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's great to see you too. It's been forever.
It's been a long, long time.
You look great. You look exactly the same.
I was going to say that about you. You look exactly the same.
Yeah, my hair is like way different, but
it's way longer, but it's still fantastic hair.
Thank you, man. It's really, thank you. I appreciate it. I've got a real No Country for Old Men thing going on.
Well, take care of yourself, man. I hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks, man. I hope to talk to you soon too. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah, man. Fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Don't forget to rate and review the podcast, and of course, subscribe. If you want to write in, if you have some opinions about Jesse's hair, please let us know. That number is 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.